welcome back to the Dugmer Junction and Highfield Road YouTube channel. My name's Wayne. Today you join me and we are going to do the next stage of building a model railway. And I will also go over some little kits I've got over the Christmas period to build, some donated and also some as presents. So cheers, Happy New Year to you, and let's get straight on with the update. So you join us here January the 1st, 2025. Like I said, I'm wishing you all a Happy New Year. And I think it's just before we go on to the layout update, I'll just quickly show you some little bits and pieces, which is firstly going to make filming a lot easier and also do the live streaming a lot easier. For those of you who've joined me in the live streams recently, particularly the first couple, the audio was pretty poor. So my partner has brought me a wireless lavender mics, two of them, so I've got one on now, so hopefully the audio is a lot better than it has been in the past, because I know my iPhone was giving up the ghost, bless it. So yeah, audio shouldn't be a problem moving forward. My dad found an old kit in his loft just before Christmas, and this will be able to go in somewhere on the layout. I'm thinking of doing like a little nuclear section, so although it is a container crane, I'm sure it can be used or purposed for a little section for the nuclear flasks. So that's one. And then also for Christmas, from my dad, let me just grab it. Something I've had my eye on for a while. Got to be careful nothing falls out. Got myself the West Hill Wagon Works modern depot kit. So it's a modern image depot interior kit. And this is the one with the raised rail and access platforms. So I watched Dragon Junction, I think it was, do his, and I thought I like the look of that. And there are plans in motions to get a nicer 2-road TMD. I can't reach it at the moment, but I've got the old Batman Scenecraft one there, and it is quite common as muck, to be honest. So I'd like to have something different on the layout than what everybody else has got, to be honest. So keep your eyes peeled. It will be another kit, and it's going to take some time to build, but it'll be worth it when it's done. But for now, that Batman one will suffice until that one's completed. What else has gone on here on the railway? Just very quickly before we go around the actual layout itself. So lighting's a lot better now. I've now got, oh, it won't shine, it would just be really bright, but I've got a desk light up here now shining down for when I do my kits, which is perfect. That was basically left behind when we moved in the shed in a pile, and couldn't believe it when it worked. So brilliant. That's going to serve a purpose for me. And on Christmas Eve, one of my best friends come over. He's an electrician, and he fitted 2 LED lights for me in the loft, so it's a lot brighter in now. And then just looking beyond the camera where you can't really see, there's just some bits and pieces I've put up on the wall just to make it a bit more man cavey. So yeah, so it's all starting to come together up here now, but let's get on to what you guys are here for, and that is the building a model railway update. And there's been a bit of progress. Not quite a full loop yet, but stay tuned and let's go straight on with it now and I'll show you. Right, so on to the layout update now. This is going to be freehand, so apologies for any shaking. But yeah, there you go. That gives you a better view of the desk over there where I'm going to be working from now. But I mentioned in the last video, I think we left off what I was going to do in this section over here. So I'm just standing back a bit. I've now added the viaduct and built that, which is a Metcalf kit, and put that in the gap there. And believe it or not, it fitted absolutely perfect. So then obviously I built a little drop down section there and installed all that there. So that's going to be a nice little feature when it's up and running. Obviously plan is to have some embankments on each side as well to make it look pretty. Still not got round to painting the back scene yet. I will address that at some point in the future. As you can see, it looks a bit tatty where I've hand painted it. So whether I put a back scene on it or I try painting it again. Not 100% sure yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Moving across this way. Oh, just quickly as well, I've moved over the handset location as well to allow for some power. Again, that was another thing. Well, I put that on the board there, but if I spin around, my friend also put some electrics in the loft for me as well. But yeah, so there's the viaduct, comes over to where the station is at the moment. It's not going to stay there, as I said in the last video. This is all you've seen before. Obviously, it all comes around then down the old Mark 1 boards, and then onto the Mark 1 original section, which you've just seen the HSD go down on a bit of testing. Just moving up there to show you what I've got on the walls up here. Let me just zoom out a bit, if it lets me. Not much. Just had a bit of a rearrange of a poster, and unfortunately that is my team at the moment. I'm suffering. A little bit of storage there, some old medals and stuff. And yeah, so coming back down onto the railway, the old Mark 1 board. And now this is where the progress starts. I think this is where it ended last time. So I've now installed some more baseboards and put some little sections in. This track is on the right, permanently fixed in now. It's all been tested and working. That goes off into the fiddle yard. And like I mentioned last time, all this is going to be blocked off somewhere down the road. So you won't actually see the lines going in behind. So it will be literally a tunnel effect. They disappear. We've installed these baseboards across the front, which are going to be the main section of the layout. And then coming back over to the right again from the tunnel, it will come off to the fiddle yard and in. Use third radius curves on those, just seem to be doing the job all right. And then I've got myself a 5-road fiddle yard there. And what I've done since the last video, I've actually moved this section back to where it is now, because these 3-way was probably more up where the coach was. And I realised that I now had more room from when I had it on the old layout. So I've given myself an extra foot or so. I've also done something different this time as well. I've added another point on that side. And then that will just give a little spur up here. The idea of that is that I can have a nice long container train. Because if I come down now to the left, you will see that I can get a full length, well, 7-coach HSD here in the fiddle yard, just on the middle section. So I thought if I want to go 8-coach or maybe have a container train, then obviously I've got the longer piece of track there to store something, which is more realistic. But so I think 7-coach HSD is long enough. But yeah, more for a container or a big freight train or something. Maybe like the old Acura scale PTA wagons would be nice. So I've got 20 of the ARC ones there, and they would fit in there nicely. So other little things I've been doing. Got the old panel out, doing some testing. The points, those 3 there, you can see. Where's my finger there? Those 3. And which I've won. And this one, they've all been wired up. So they all work now. Wanted to get that done before I moved on. Just come down further down the railway. I can see all the baseboards are done, so no more woodwork yet for a while, which is good. And then obviously you can see that I've done a bit of a bodge job on the extension to the fiddle yard. It would have ended about here on the old layout, so I've just added in a new section. You won't see this, so I'm not really too worried about that, to be honest. And then it comes down again to another 3-way. Now these 3-ways I think are going to cause me a bit of a headache down the road. They can be a bit of a derailment nightmare, but we'll cross that bridge as and when we get to it. And then that plan is that will come around then. It's quite close to the wall, but it works. And then it will come off, bend off here, and then go behind the pipe. There is enough clearance there, and there'll be another tunnel there. And I'll try and block most of this off so you can't see them. So once they enter through onto the fiddle yard, sorry, I'm going too quick for the camera, up to the fiddle yard and around, and then they can follow that loop then all the way down and then back onto the main up there. So that's the plan. Thinking further on down the road now, the reason I want to get the fiddle yard all sorted out and done with the entrance and exits done is because next, once I've got this all in, I still obviously need to do some point motors on this one and get this finished how I really want it, with a nice curve coming around. I want to start building this top layer, because I don't want to start building down here until I know what I'm doing on the top, so I know what room I've got left with the flexi track. But basically, you can see a bit of track there. The idea is to have a loop coming around. It is a bit tight. It will come around then, follow this here, and then down. Obviously, that's too close to this side at the moment. That will go over further. And then I'll have one or maybe two lines on a raised section coming off down here. And it'll go down past the jars there and then loop back around and in again. And I'm hoping that's all going to be done with pantographs. Not pantographs, I said that in the last video. All done with centenary overhead wires, so I can have it for electrics running around. I don't want to do the whole layout with overhead wires, and it's not really my scene, but I want to do something different. So yeah, I thought, where can I integrate that to on the layout? And I thought that would be a good idea. So hopefully, space allowing, that is the plan, to have two lines, ideally, worst case one, just going around in a little loop from beyond where the storage is above and back out. And then the lower level will be the two main lines for the main railway itself. And I just thought that having that would look quite nice if you've got a couple of trains running across the top, or even one, and then you've got the trains below running as well. So yeah, there we go. From a layout point of view, short and sweet, that is that. Like I said, then put some cork down as well. But a lot more progress to be done, or to be made, sorry. And next bit for me now is to sort this freeway point out, put the point motors in when they turn up, get that all permanently fixed down, and then sort that curve out and how it's going to come off to the left there. And then once that's done, it'll be time to make a start on the top section. And then once that top section is finished, I can then make a start coming all the way around and making a full loop. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed the part 2 update from Highfield Road. And we'll be sure to check out with you again probably next month. Try and get these each month just so you can see what's going on. And I think that what I'll do at the beginning, I'll put a little shot of the HSD running. When I was doing a little bit of testing, there is going to need to be a speed restriction because they do like to topple over on that corner up there. And the track works pretty good. I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but it's actually pretty good. So just going a little bit too quick, hitting the freeway and coming off. So I either need to do some tweaking to the freeway point or just have a speed restriction so it doesn't do it. Anyway, waffling on now, guys. You enjoy your weekend. It's coming up by the time this video comes out, and I'll catch you all later.